Friday, June 9th, 2017, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So divide and conquer. Well, that's the most successful strategy of the establishment or the world order, whoever you want to call it. There's a really good book that I recommend for people called The World Order, Our Secret Rulers by Eustace Mullins. Here's the book. Not an easy book to find, but I think if you look on eBay or Amazon, you might be able to find it. And the reason why I'm talking about divide and conquer this morning is because of the UK election. So divide and conquer is alive and well in the United Kingdom. The result was unexpected. Theresa May, the Prime Minister, called for the early election about 8 weeks ago. I'm not sure exactly, or 6 weeks. And she was way ahead. You know, the Conservative Party or the Tories were way ahead. But then she lost ground. And yesterday, even though the Conservative Party or the Tories won the most seats, they didn't get the needed 326 seats. There's 650 seats in the in Parliament in the UK, so you need 326 just to have a majority. So now she's had to do a deal with the Democratic Ulster Party, DUP, which is a party from Northern Ireland. I think they got 10 seats. And they're linked to the Ulster Unionists, not Ulster Unionists, but like to the people that are against the IRA. You know, they are pro-union with the United Kingdom in Northern Ireland. And they have had links to terrorists, so there's a lot of people, you know, in the left today in the UK saying that, you know, they criticize Jeremy Corbyn for having links to the IRA, but now, you know, the Tories are making a coalition with the DUP who have links to the opponents of the IRA. So it's all, like you can see, divide and conquer. The Labour Party surprised because, you know, they appeal to the young people, you know, especially, you know, university people, young, you know, just the young people who have had it quite hard in the last few years. You know, the jobs they're getting is very low paid. They can't get onto the property ladder, as they call it here in the UK, because house prices are going through the roof. And so, yeah, the socialist rhetoric is done well. And it's kind of divided the country, and to the point where, you know, the Tories had to make another coalition. So Theresa May, I think she's going to Buckingham Palace in about 25 minutes. It's 12:07. It's just about midday here. So in about 30 minutes, she'll go to see the Queen and try to form a new government, saying she's got, you know, 329 seats, including the DUP. But, you know, the Daily Mail, for example, says, defiant Theresa May prepares to ask the Queen's permission to form a government despite election disaster that smashed her majority and threw Brexit into chaos. But DUP allies propping up Tories in Parliament threatened to force her out. So there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of division. Brexit, you know, Article 50 has been invoked already, so I don't think there's any coming back, but it's what the negotiations are going to be like. And why did I want to talk about this book as well? Well, there's a chapter here where he talks exactly about what's happening, and I'll quote here, and I'll start reading now. It says, "The world order rules through a simple technique, divide and conquer, or divide e impera in Latin. Every natural or unnatural division among people, every occasion for hatred or greed is exploited and exacerbated to the limit. The polarization of racial and ethnic groups in the US is accelerated by a flood of government decrees originating in foundation studies. And he goes on, and he says as well, the world order also rules by the principle of 1984, which says no groups of 2 or more people are allowed to gather unless the world order has a representative present. If you start a club of dandelion fanciers, the order will send someone who will be quietly helpful, avoid taking the front position, who will offer to pay the rent for a meeting place or the printing of the minutes. So yeah, basically what I think is the problem, and you know, why we are always at each other left and right, is because we have political parties. I think it was George Washington who advised the public, the American people, not to get into different factions and create political parties. Because when you have political parties, you create division, and that's what we have. So what's the solution? I think the solution is to have, be your own individual. I know each individual cannot fight this, but if everyone were to mind his own or her business, be law-abiding and do what they need to earn a living and keep their family, happy, and not worry about being in this group, in this party, or this faction, I think it just creates problems. But the problem is when I was young, I guess I was quite idealistic as well. I thought, we need to help these people. They're poor and stuff. Not that I'm saying you shouldn't help people, but I think that's the world order. These people are secret rulers. They've got all the psychological things, down pat, and they appeal to the young people and their idealism, and that's what's happened in the UK. It's the young people versus the older, more conservative people. I'm not saying what's happening economically is right for the young people. I think the other problem is our fiat money system, all the debt that has been incurred to run a huge government, a huge welfare state, a huge corporate state. You see, I'm not just criticizing welfare and socialism. I'm criticizing corporatism as well. The Labour Party bailed out the big corporations in 2007, 2008, the banks, and the conservatives since 2010, they've kept the policy. They've more than doubled the national debt. They're said to have cut, and they're said to have imposed austerity, but they haven't. If they had austerity, our national debt would have gone down, but it's gone from around just under 800 billion when the Tories took over in 2010, and it's now about 1.7 trillion. And that's not counting 500 billion of bank debt that the government had to take when they bailed out the banks in 2008. So, yeah. So divide and conquer. Unfortunately, it's still ever present in the UK. My advice, to young people, hopefully they're watching this, is to, mind your own business, do your own thing. I know you can't avoid government and the rules and the taxes, but try to do the best you can to look after yourself. Don't buy into the left and right paradigm. Buy into your life paradigm. That doesn't mean you don't have to be disconnected from the community. You can do a lot of other things to help people. But yeah, avoid political entanglements with parties and factions. It does no good. George Washington was right. Avoid political parties. So, the market-wise, because I covered the markets here, the British pound has taken quite a big hit. We're now at 127.65, down 190 pips, or 1.5%. We got down to 126.34 against the dollar. So it's rebounded a little bit. Maybe the fact that Theresa May is going to form a government, but it's still a lot of uncertainty. Gold, I personally think that the Bank of England holds a lot of gold for other central banks and bullion banks. The UK itself only has 300 tons, but I think they're actively involved. Gold shouldn't be here where we are, 1274. It's down about 4. You can tell, I can tell that they're trying to keep the British pound price of gold, or the sterling price of gold, below £1,000. And I'm sure they've been active this morning, the Bank of England. Maybe not directly. Maybe they use the Bank for International Settlements. They have an account with them. They can disguise that. Because right now, we're at 127.63 and gold is 273.80. So we're just below 1,000. But I've noticed, earlier overnight we got up to 12.83, and the pound had gone down quite a bit, down to like 126.30. So we're way over £1,000 an ounce. So that's frustrating. Yeah, the Bank of England, they don't have much gold, but they use other people's gold to manipulate, the British pound to keep it from, showing signs of real weakness against real money. Silver, 1734, down 8. The low's been 1725. Stock market, the Dow futures is up 12 at 21,199. The high's been 21,236. S&P 2434, up a point. Yeah, the dollar is stronger against the yen, so that's not helping gold either. We're at 110.37. The low's been 109.71. So yeah, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, don't let divide and conquer, run your life. That's what I think is the best thing. Look after yourself, look after your family, do what you need to do. Don't buy into the divide and conquer. Yeah, and I recommend that. I'll put the name of the book with the author below in the description. Yeah, and if you're interested in reading this book, you can find it on eBay. I'll talk to you later, and make sure you also watch my videos on steemit.com, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.